And it says we are live. I'm here. You're beautiful. It's Thursday night. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts. Trying to get that out of the way. Your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe while you are at it. Light them up, baby. Hit the notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And we have a bunch to talk about tonight. For some weird reason, I was not able to do my thumbnail like I normally do. So it's just like my banner. I don't know why. I don't usually do thumbnails. I just kind of like do it on the fly as I'm here. So I don't know what happened there. But it is what it is. What is that? It's weird. It's a little bit of a weird setup here. I don't know if they're doing sometimes they like, how can I put this? Sometimes they like test little things and it kind of screws up the mechanisms of the stream just a little bit. Not a big deal, but it is what it is. Hope you guys have been having a great week. We're going to, of course, kick off our news. We're going to talk about the Samurai, Optimus, and Starscream. We're going to talk about what was going to be in my thumbnail. These two suckers, specifically this guy. I'm real angry about what was revealed this week because there's no reason for this to have the flaws that it has, is all that I've learned this week. We'll talk about the Optimus 2, I guess, and all of that. We're going to talk about DNA design, Yolopark, Blokees, a little bit of everything. Of course, we'll do trivia. We will also do this week's unboxing that I'm pretty darn excited about, I must say. Let's check in with you guys for a moment and see who is already here already. And then we'll get into the news in just a few moments. Let's see here who we got. Hey, Blue. Hey, Marcus, Albert. Hey, Daryl. Okay, so we are going to kick things off with this first. And as you can see, this is some screenshots of the Samurai, Optimus, and Starscream. I only wanted to kind of go down to the comparison shots here. As you can see, he's quite small compared to the 86 Optimus, and even compared to like the Thomas the Tank Engine timelines, lad. Not timelines. I can't remember what that era was called now. I should know it. Oh, it's really killing me. I'm sorry. You can see it here next to the Devastation Optimus. Smaller even than the Devastation Optimus. This is a small deluxe, man. Not a bad deluxe, just small. Same height as the deluxe Legacy United version, I suppose, which I thought was kind of small too. Same with Starscream, of course, compared to the Earthrise. Much smaller, but here he is next to the mold that he's basically based on, which of course is Airazor. You can certainly see the relationships here. Hi. Starscream wife is behind. I couldn't set up my thumbnail like usual. It's really weird.
Oh, I got Korean food leftovers and Chinese and cookies.
Nice.
Yay!
Am I going to get to taste any of that?
Yeah.
Yay! We just had Mickey D's.
Oh, yeah, mine was better.
Yours was definitely better. No doubt about it.
Actually, I'm going to bring this upstairs.
But I mean, you basically get the idea here. Obviously, I have the TV for, you know.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll see you after. It looks great, but I'm not going through all of that. I just wanted to really show the size comparison, which is pretty darn small, all things considered. Obviously, the Starscream, you get a really good look at it here. I would say that this is based more on the Pterosaur use of the mold than it is the Airazor use of the mold. That's my thinking on it anyway. I don't dislike either of them, but to say that, you know, I'm super drawn to them, I don't think would be true either. We're going to go down here. We're going to go back here. And let's work our way up from the bottom. Stan Bush is going to be at TFCon LA March 13th to the 15th. He usually makes the rounds at these. People usually really enjoy it. He has a billion stories, of course, and certainly people flock to his performances. Out in the UK, of all places, this week we have the Missing Link Cliff Jumper that was found at a forbidden planet in Newcastle. Really interesting. I didn't know that things like the Missing Link were out at retail in the UK, but that's kind of cool. Age of the Primes multi-pack, that's the one that has Bumper, Magnus, Horrible, and animated Nemesis Prime. That was at a Smith's in Longwell Green. The Age of the Primes Quick Strike was also seen at a Forbidden Planet in Manchester. And Junkion Jalopy was also found at a Smith's. So like they're making their way out there. And Studio Series Wave 30, that is the Transformers 1 Arachnid, Windcharger, and Barricade, also coming out there as they have in Canada, as they have in the US. So certainly making the broader rounds now. I thought that this was also cool from Tamni. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Tamni Space. It is a Chinese company that made these little super deformed Bumblebee movie, Optimus and Megatron. I don't know if I call them statues. I guess they're kind of like Blokees, sort of, but these aren't model kits. They remind me of Blokees with the Blockies aren't as super deformed as this. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not true. But they definitely kind of give me feels of that. Like, I feel like they might be about the same size-ish. I could be 100% wrong on that. But I feel like if you had the torsos just a little bit more in scale, I think that they would be able to fit in with a lot of the smaller Blockies quite nicely. They look really, really good. I'm super impressed with the articulation. I'm super impressed with the build quality. Everything looks really good here. The sculpted detail, really like it. I gotta say, I don't know if they're going to be available outside of China or not, but I really do think that they look pretty cool. MPG Optimus Prime. This is the packaging and the instructions for the guy. The MPG packaging, certainly a lot more vibrant than your traditional MP packaging. This is what he looks like in that package. Of course, it's the Optimus, his axe, his swords, his matrix, his shield, his ion cannon. I was gonna say fusion, his ion blaster. I don't really care for the feet hanging out the back. This gives me huge Studio Ox vibes. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but look at the instructions for this guy. So that starts off okay. Look at this. And then another one. And then another one. That's like 4 pages of instructions for an Optimus. No thanks. Like, I'm immediately, like, that's a turnoff for me. That just tells me this is going to be needlessly complicated. And this is in-hand images. I think the in-hand images look really good. Again, things like the tires on the legs, that gives me some Studio Ox vibes. The shape of the chest kind of does it. I'm sure it's not perfect, but it's definitely an homage in there somewhere. Looks to be quite articulated. I mean, he can definitely get his shoulders all the way out, infinitely better than MP10 in terms of ability to articulate his arms. And I like this. I think it looks really good. Now, as we go down, I don't kind of need to go through everything because it's, you know, a million pictures of essentially the same guy. This is the Matrix. I like the inside being painted. I like the head sculpt too. Right? I think that looks really nice. I appreciate the silver on the legs as well. The sword arms, they look cool. But this was what I wanted to go to. Specifically, this one. And obviously, this MPG lad is smaller than MP1, I think it was, the first one. And a lot of people have said MPG is so small. Not really. It's the same size as MP10, height-wise. It's the same size as MP44, height-wise. So it's right in line with what MP should be. That said, look at him compared to MP10. What is going on with MP10's arms? Why are his arms like so long, gorilla arms? I was never a fan of MP10. Everybody always said it's perfect, and I was always like, thing can't T-pose. The windows on the chest looked off to me. I didn't like that his vents on his legs were painted silver. They should be blue. Like MP44 looks the part, but I feel like MPG, like he really has a style all his own. I don't know what his price is in comparison to MP44, but if it's cheaper than $700 or whatever MP44 was, then yeah, cool, I guess. It's not for me, but I respect it the more that I've seen it. This thing is $20. Is it 20? Sorry, $33 US. This is being sold at stores. It's a new mold for Prime Changers Bumblebee, not a mold reuse. $33 for this. Like the whole lower body is one piece, even with the plastic behind it. The arms might have a little bit of movement. I'm sorry, but no, not a snowball's chance in hell. No, no, no. Don't spend $33 all American on this. Do not do it. Do not do it. I get it. It's your money and you can make your own choices. Blah blah. Don't do this. Spending $33 on this garbage would 100% send the wrong message to the entirety of the fandom that this is okay. This is not okay. This is garbage, and they're peddling it, hoping that you'll be a sucker enough to overpay for it. That's nuts. $33 for that on where is it? On Amazon. Might have figured Bijou. Yuck. He's gross too. McFarlane doing their 1/3 scale of busts. We've seen images of this before. I said then that I felt like the Megatron was off. The B was the best. I don't know. I mean, $20. I guess if you want a head on a stand, it's not for me, but it might be for you. And Valentine's Day is around the corner. For your loved one, you can get a pack of 6 cards with a pencil, no less. If that's what you want, cool. I guess there's also Care Bears ones. That's cool too, and My Little Pony. I like that the Care Bears ones though are in the Transformers like display thing. That's hilarious. So is the Transformers in the Transformers display thing. I'm not really much of a Valentine's cards guy, but you know what? Great for the kids for sure.
We don't do Valentine's.
We don't, but you know what? A lot of the kids and stuff do.
Yeah, we love each other every day.
We do.
Like chumps.
Like chumps suckers. Yeah, just like chump suckers. You know, did I tell you I wasn't able to do my thumbnail like usual?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this thing. So this thing, as soon as I saw it, made me angry. And I'll tell you why. Not because of the battle-damaged head. As a matter of fact, he got that smirk on. He even has the Energon leaking from his eye in the corner of his mouth. I assume it's Energon. Not even for the battle-damaged chest. I think that looks okay. But it's what I harped on and 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 harped on with this guy. Let's be abundantly clear. The fusion cannon on the regular one and his hip skirts and the front are the like dark brown, almost black. This guy, his hip skirts and his cannon are stark black, just like his hands, just like the workings back here. All that tells me is this brownie plastic never had to be used. Also, look at the lower legs. The lower legs on the 86, as I have said all along, are blue. They are not gray. You can lie to yourself all you want. Learn your colors. This is blue. This is gray. This is the gray it should be. This is the gray that's on MP36. This is the gray that would be in the animation. These are the correct legs. I'm really angry that they pulled something as dirty as this because you know that people are going to go out and they're going to buy this and they're going to switch the legs around. 100%. And this guaranteed will be another leader class price. I think it's dirty, dirty pool. I really, really don't like it. It bothers me a lot more than I thought it was going to. I think it's one of the rankest things that Hasbro has done in a long time. And that's saying something. All that tells me is they knew better all along. All along. Then, right on top of that, we had Optimus. And like, I guess Optimus looks fine, although this looks ridiculous sticking out of his grill in truck mode. Of course, on his windshield, I guess, we just have tampos that look like battle damage, of course, right? And I don't think like where these kind of have like a clear piece over them. I don't think the new one here does. I guess because of the tampo, but and maybe it does, and I'm just not sure. But I don't think it does. This looks a little more matte to me. And again, if you take that out, you still got the grill beat up, right? His side over here, I think that's all tampo. The damaged head, but then we get to the head here. What I don't understand why his whole crest is gray. It seems very season 4-ish to me. It's like the gray goes down too far on the brim of his hat. I'm not a huge fan of the head sculpt. Still didn't bother to paint the inside where the Matrix is. That bugs me too. You obviously could have done it. I'm not in for this at all. I really don't need any more like, Dead Prime and battle damage Megatron. I don't. I'm not against it, but I don't need this, especially for a leader class price, because that's what it's going to be. I think it's great. I think it's cool. I don't know why they didn't fold up his leg parts back here. That's mistransformed. But there might be something going on here too. But again, I'm not against it. It's just, I'm indifferent to it. I guess it's okay if you really want that one time in that one scene, right? But the Megatron really bugs me. Really, really bugs me. So we go on from there, right? We go on because that's what we do. And the next thing we had was from Blokees. And I think that this is really cool. So we know Blokees has their wheels, which is the vehicle modes, basically. And so far, it's been mostly tanks and cars. And it says here, where is it? Easy to build, 1/64th scale alt mode Transformers sold in blind boxes. To our surprise, the teaser image isn't releasing just cars and tanks. The first character reveal for this wave is Overlord in jet mode. The full wave will be revealed on January 27th to the 31st in Nuremberg, Germany. So this is obviously the jet mode of Overlord. I think that's really cool. This looks super sleek. Really sleek. It was a teaser, but really, really sleek. And we work our way up. Oh, this is just in hand, side by side. Not much to see here. But again, like these look a little matte compared to the chest over it. No, sorry. These look a little matte compared to the chest over here, I meant to say. And a little bit brighter of a blue. It's not much to see. It's just the regular Megatron and the Battle Damage Prime, really, and it's Hot Rod next to him, right? So you get the idea. It's okay. I don't like the crest having quite as much gray. We'll go up here. At TF Nation Manchester, Frederick Pham Chung. I hope I'm saying that right. He'll be there. For those of you who don't know, he is pretty renowned for doing a lot of the covers of Skybound. He is also the dude who was the designer for Powerplex, the Titan for the Battersea Power Station, which I think is really cool. So he's going to be at TF Nation Manchester coming up a little later in this year. If you're into the skateboard things, we saw them before. There's a new Optimus Prime one out right here. Kind of graffiti style on the skateboard. This is, part of the whole wave, of course, right? So, neat, I guess, if you're into that. The new release features an Optimus Prime art more in a graffiti style than the evergreen designs that was used on the first wave, because we've seen these before, but it was a different design on the skateboard. So I guess cool if that's what you're into. I know a few people here really do like Hot Wheels, so neat all the same. DNA Design, we're going to look at two things from DNA Design tonight. The first one is for the Armada Nemesis Prime. And it apparently includes a piece that helps with the breakage issue of the sword. Mostly filler, new chest piece, new head, new blaster. But it's this piece right here that they're talking about that goes on one of the mini cons. Makes him a little bit, I don't know if it's maybe a little bit taller. I really am not familiar enough with the Nemesis Prime to know what's being changed here. These back pieces here will cover the hands in truck mode, which is nice. It still hangs down like a big skirt, but I don't think it's going to hinder anything, right? It covers there instead of being like this. I think this is cleaner, nicer. Is it necessary? Maybe not, but it's neat. Same with the front here. I kind of like this one a bit more. This is the piece that's going changed out. I don't know what the breakage issue is. I know there was one, but I don't know it specifically because I don't have this. It's not for me. But basically, the whole chest section is going changed out. Oh, there's the new head. I do think the new head looks really cool. Looks a little more sinister than the regular stock head on the guy. Looks a little more Nemesis-like. This looks great with the two blasters or go together to be a gigantic blaster. Of course, the Star Saber there. And we're back around. So, I don't know. I guess it's cool to have the pieces to fix this. I think that would be the draw here, right? Those that have this wouldn't want their minicon broken. Change out the piece. This, of course, we just saw the teaser with the jet mode of Overlord. We have some other ones here. This is, I believe, you know what? Before I say it wrong, let's be sure of who it is that I'm saying. Overlord, Iron Fist, Breakdown, and Roadbuster. I believe this is Iron Fist, if I'm not mistaken. It could be Roadbuster, though. That might be Roadbuster. The jet again. This is Iron Fist. Yeah, so this must be Roadbuster. This, of course, is Overlord. This is Iron Fist. This is obviously Breakdown. So I mean, they're being shown there with the Mirage, the Wild Rider, was it? Hound and Prowl, maybe. I'm not 100% sure who wave one was right now. But they're great. I know people who have some of the wheels, and honestly, they're really cool. They're great little model kits, I gotta say. I personally think the Roadbuster looks the best. I really do. I think the Roadbuster looks really cool. I think we only have this page to go, and then I'll check in with you guys. But we're going to start from the top and work our way down. So right here, Yolopark showing off their AMK, Computron, and Defensor. Now, these are just prototypes, but you get the idea. This over here, obviously, is Computron. This over here is obviously Defensor. By the way, you'll notice that we have Dinobot here. We'll see more of that in just a little bit. Even though they're kind of far back here. So, again, I don't think they're quite in scale, but they look good for what they are. I do wish that they were in scale. They're AMK, not AMK Pro, which means they won't have the lights or the die cast and whatnot. This is the second DNA design kit. We already looked at one that fixed the minicon thing. This one is meant to really fix the torso issues with Omega Prime, but it does add more. So there's a lot of kind of filler pieces, extender pieces, that sort of stuff here, including kind of a whole new torso, really. And it sort of fills in the front of the chest and the tummy here. And it looks like a new runner for the back, or for like when you extend the body here. I assume it's meant to help with the chewing up of these little teeth on the side so you don't have to sand them down. Might be a little late coming at this point since a lot of them have been replaced. Of course, the shoulder things on his shoulders, the big cannon. I don't know the Omega Prime that well. I don't know it at all. So I don't know if this is a substantive upgrade kit or not. Obviously, Ultra Magnus is taller and a little more filled out. I do like up on the shoulders being filled out more. So is down here. Like up right here. I really like up right here on the shoulders over the open spaces. Having it filled in is a nice touch. Real nice touch. Looks great in truck mode. Again, I don't know all the fillers here. Original and upgrade kits. I mean, the original looks good. The upgrade kits seem to allow you to put everything on him, which I do think is very cool, right? The big feet. It's basically taking the base mode parts of Optimus and incorporating it. So he has the big, I guess, ladder with the blasters over his shoulder. He has the big feet. I do think that's very cool. And it all looks fairly seamless. I don't know how it affects articulation, but I do think that's really cool. What an imposing specimen. Do I think this kit is worth getting it if you have the HasLab Omega Prime? Normally, I say no to this stuff because it should be perfect. It's a HasLab. But in this case, what it adds and that ability to really amp up your combine mode, I think it might be worth it. Like, look at him wielding this. I think that's really cool. And of course, he still has the big sword. And he has an even more. He has that big sword, but he also has this Giganto sword. Like, that thing's huge. This is a different add-on kit, though. Yeah, really cool. This is the sword that I talked about last week that can also go with your Fort Max. It's ridiculously gigantic for him, but he can wield it. You see him holding it. He's not toppling over. Make of that what you will. Overgear. So I'm going to kind of read this to you if you haven't kind of seen it already. A new series of Transformers based on the concept of real mech has been released, starting with the transforming robot character Transformers. It features a realistic vehicle form that resembles a real-world vehicle, as well as a robotic form that's crafted with exquisite detail, blah, 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 blah. This is the spiritual successor to Binaltech, or alternators if you prefer. And that's the way it's been explained, is that it's the spiritual successor to Binaltech. Ironhide looks very Ironhidey. Right now, they're all still sort of just, it's not colored. It's all black detail. But you look at this, and I think if it had the right colors, you'd say that's Ironhide. I would definitely say this is Blackout. Look at the helicopter pieces down back. I would definitely be able to say it's Blackout. How large are these? How expensive will they be? That I don't know, and I don't think that it's here anywhere. Not that I've seen. A lot more to unfold and discover with Overgear, but it really does look kind of cool. I already talked about the AMK, Yolopark AMK prototypes of Defensor and Computron. Well, last week we kind of had some images of the Dinobot. That's what ended off last week's show. Here's the focus on both of them. The Primal looks excellent. I know that his molding on his shoulders and whatnot are smooth. I think that it depends. Do you want it smooth or do you want it furry? Smooth definitely matches the animation model better. Furry seems a little more realistic for a gorilla. I'm not angry about this. It follows in line with what they kind of did for Masterpiece. Dinobot looks excellent. I do believe maybe too much gold on the lower legs. The lower legs and shins specifically, more should have been done with those boots and the feet. But the upper body is looking great. Lower body needs some work, as does the head. I'm hoping that there's still some more paint apps to go on this, and these are more test shots, because usually these kits have a lot of love gone into them. I feel like the Dinobot here, what we see on the chest and arms and the side of the ribs, I think that's more reminiscent of what the final product will actually be like. And if you're only a beginner, Yolopark got you covered too with the beginner kits. These only have a few parts to go together, basically a torso that you put a head, arms, and legs on. And we've already seen the Bumblebee, the Megatron, the Optimus, and the Starscream. Well, add to those ranks now Jazz and I think Soundwave. I'm pretty sure that that's Soundwave. Looks like Soundwave. And again, I mean, if you like If you like what you see with those four, then why wouldn't you like the Jazz and the Soundwave? I'm going to confirm that. Yeah, Soundwave and Jazz. Soundwave and Jazz. Naturally, I would like to see them painted up more, but again, this is Yolopark. You know what's going to happen. They're going to paint it up and give us 10 million pictures that we're going to be sick of looking at by the time it's all said and done. Magic Square showed off their Legends class, Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. It's okay. I don't really like the black thighs because they're not supposed to be black. They're supposed to be gray. This is bold here with this bright blue that should really be more of a greeny color. I do like all of the upper body. That looks really cool, and the lower body looks cool. The axe being orange, I feel like that probably should have been green. Looks pretty good. Matrix inside. It's okay. It's excellent for a Legends. It's just the colors are not quite what I would be looking for in terms of a Shattered Glass Optimus. Honestly, what I got from the AS Toys is exactly what I wanted for Shattered Glass Optimus. I know some people like the MD one. I don't like the orange on the windows there, and I don't like the black on that either. But this sort of follows that a little bit, I feel like. It's good. It's just not quite for me. It's not quite what I'm looking for. And then lastly, we come down here to this. And these are the images for the pre-orders and the stock images. Great looking tank. It's so nice to have gray on the back and have a black barrel. Look at that. Look at those legs. Look at the black on his hand pistol version of himself. Look at that. Look. This is what we should have gotten all along. From the waist down, should have been exactly like this. And that should have been the color of the cannon. And I bet you more people would have said that this Megatron feels like perfect now. As perfect as Optimus. But instead we got this. And it's like, why is the brown there? Why is the blue there? I'm sorry. It just makes it stand out even more to me. That was inaccurate. Yeah. For the record, no, I'm not getting this. It's ridiculous. I have zero interest in doing that. It should have been right the first time around. Simple as that. Same with the Optimus. A lot less interesting here to see with him, I think anyway. Not that he's bad. It's just not interesting because it's just Optimus again, right? Okay. And that, my friends, covers the news. Let's see what you guys are saying. And then, because I know you had a lot to say, and then we'll do the unboxing and get out of here. But the trivia, I'm going to give you that for when we get down there. In season 1, how many Decepticons of the original 13 that were introduced were voiced by Frank Welker himself? A, all 13. B, 6. C, 10. Or D, 4. How many of the 13 original Decepticons in season 1 did Frank Welker voice? Again, A13, B6, C10, D4. Now, I'll check it with you guys until we get down to the answers for the trivia. Not interested in the battle damage. Optimus and Megs, I'm good. I'm with you, Albert. Smaller than Devastation. Wow. Pretty small, isn't it, Daryl? Because Devastation's fine. It's just, it's not big. I just had an ad, and the live and the ad played at the same time. Interesting. He's shorter than Air Razor. Hi, Starscream Wife. Hello, everybody saying hi to Starscream Wife. Of course, she was in here too. The alt mode looks hilarious as heck, though. I agree. I assume you're still talking about the Samurai Optimus, and it is. Blue says, on shelf, you wouldn't happen to have the Retro B that came with Retro Gears from last year. No, I don't. I have, my B is the KBB Hornets Agent. I do have the War for Cybertron Bumblebee. I had no reason to pick that exact same mold up again. Zero reason. Plus, now the arms were all black. I would have wanted the forearms to be yellow. So it wasn't the buy for me. Let's see. Hi, everyone. I seen the Hot Wheels crossovers on clearance at Walmart for crazy. He did. Dragonfly saw both Bone Shaker and Twin Mill. By the way, Twin Mill will be tomorrow's review. Everybody loves Bone Shaker more, but nobody has told me why, which will be interesting when we look at Twin Mill. Not Blue Raccoon. Dragonfly saw them for $17. $17. That's a great deal for those. Let's see. I won't be surprised Stan would have a concert with either the Touch Deer or Talal. Yeah, I'm sure he will with all of those. Hey, Francis. Looks like a good Optimus. Maybe I'll get it on sale. And that's fair. I can understand why you would. Hey, Master Fire. Tempted to get the MPM Prime. Then get it if you want it. If you want it, why not? MP10 is not great. Sorry, no. The thing can't even T-pose. It's not great. And the transformation is janky as hell. I don't like anything about it. I was going to get it, and after I reviewed a KO, I was like, no, far too many problems with this. Do not like it at all. And it wasn't a bad KO. It was the Wei Jiang, and I thought it was awful. 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 I've been built up for perfection. I was so let down by it. I don't know why people fawn over it. It's not good. It doesn't even look great. I seen a video of Target at my cousin. He liked my editing. Only thing is my girl cousin, she has not a Sherlock clue what I want. But if she finds a retro B, if she can, I'll ask for. Oh, wait. Were you asking, is that B on the shelves at stores here? Oh, I don't know, Blue. I don't know. I'd have to look. I can keep an eye out for you, but no promises, man. That was a while ago. I'm still seeing a nice few Brawn, but I don't think I've seen a Gears in a while either. I'll keep an eye out, but no promises, man. MPG definitely has much nicer proportions. Yes, it does. Hey, Lion, do we know what Age of the Prime's Nexus Prime is going to look like yet? We do not. We know that it was said that it will be a Voyager. That's all we know. 33 for that. Yep. Looks like a giant. What? Looks at the giant hinges on that thing too. Yeah, I know. $33. It's embarrassing. To be fair, MP10 was before they were going full on animation accuracy. Good first time, but that was ages ago. I don't even think it was good for its time. I don't know. I don't get the appeal. It wasn't for me. I remember when they done the MP10V, and it was like a Voyager version of MP10. And I thought about it, and I still couldn't pull the trigger on it because, again, the articulation limits. The thing just is so limited at the shoulders. It was a deal breaker for me. Let's see. I didn't know Care Bears were back. I've seen a few of them at Walmart's here. Valentine looks okay. Speaking of Spark Day, Valentine's Day, I found a relative of my Spark, and I hope to make contact. I don't know what that means, a relative of your Spark, but good luck, I guess. I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over Prime. I'm hoping Hasbro doesn't get ideas, but why wasn't the damaged Megs and Prime made into a 2-pack? My guess is it'd be too expensive. They're going to charge a leader class price for it. You put 2 of them in a box here and charge a leader class price, that would be $160 for just the cab and Megatron. I mean, they're not really leaders. They're not Voyagers, but neither of them are really leaders. So I just don't think it would sell. I think doing them individually is a way to trick people into thinking, well, that doesn't cost that much because you're only paying half for each one. You know what I mean? Like if you're buying them one at a time. Not buying Battle Damage Megs and Optimus. I'm saving money on other figures like SS Shockwave. Oh, I'll never buy another Shockwave. They can do what they like. They already scammed me once. Optimus comes with free Mr. Hanky. Yes, Daryl feels like the thing that goes in Optimus's grill looks like Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh. I guess it does. The battle damage looks like a kid took a Sharpie to it. I agree. That's not where they were damaged either. I agree. That Prime looks like an easy pass. If I want a battle damage Primer Megs, I'll buy MD005 and do a better battle damage myself. Fair enough. See Daryl breaking out like a lighter and burning parts of it and stuff. I didn't do a 2-pack because 2 liters would probably be too costly. Leave a hand emoji. Who thinks we'll get reformatted Megs in 86 after Dead Prime? Probably. Wouldn't shock me in the least. Powerplex, isn't that the guy who has electric kinetic powers and flames? What? I don't think so. A 2-pack leader would make the price of a commander. Yeah, basically. Well, no, it would be more than the price of a commander. Much more than the price of a commander. I may not want Legacy Breakdown, but if I find Run Amok, spare Legacy Breakdown head, I'll make a custom Earthspark Breakdown, hopefully. That's a lot to try and find, Blue. I've heard a lot of rumors about the reformatting Megs. If it isn't happening, I'm sure. What? Happening? It sure seems like there's fan interest, and I agree. It probably is. I would be shocked if it didn't happen, to be honest with you. I saw a Mint in Box Universe Reptilian earlier. You see a lot of like old stuff. You must have a vintage store near you, Master Fire. The Omega Prime kit is what? Yeah, the Omega Prime kit is bad. Other than the slider fix and articulated hands for Omega, it's a bunch of junk. See, I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't know because I don't have it. It's not my era. It didn't have any interest for me. Magnus looks bad. Most of the parts are for the fully combined mode. There you go. You're hearing it from Francis. He knows more about it than I do. For the fully combined mode, I don't trust those flaps to hold as ankle tilts. They're not designed for that. So there you go. That blackout looks pretty sweet. I agree he does. Close enough. Welcome back, alternators. Those are going to be pricey. I agree they're going to be quite pricey, especially as they're coming from Takara. Hey, Big Am. Let's see. That's totally Soundwave. I do like the teal, but that feels more Scourge Nemesis than Shattered Glass. I agree. It feels like, yes, it feels like Nemesis. You're right. Leader class is pointless. I agree. I think they got to redo their price structure because what they're doing is not working, and it just comes off as scamming people, to be quite frank about it. Anyone remember Samurai Jack? Jack versus Mad Jack? Nope. Can't say as I do. We have a D. We have 4, 4, 4. We have a B. We have 4. We have 6. I mean, I asked, is Walmart still selling the Retro B? Can't find it online. Probably Bone Shaker. Hey, Big Daddy. I won't hold my breath. Just want to know. Hey, Quentin. Walmart store near me had some Cyberworld large green truck Megatron. Oh, yeah. That thing's warming shelves like crazy. Hey, D-Dog, if I didn't say, buddy. I don't need the 86 movie damaged Optimus and Megs. They're a no buy for me. Same. This year, our 10th stellar cycle. I don't know what that means. My Walmart thinks stocking Transformers. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, was B6. Megatron, Soundwave, Skywarp, Rumble, Frenzy, and Ravage. That was who Frank Welker voiced in season 1 of the Decepticons. We went through the Samurai stuff, the TFCon stuff, all the stuff that was released. We went through the Overgear stuff, the Yolopark stuff, the Magic Square stuff, the 2 DNA design sets, the skateboarding Hot Wheels, MPG 17, the Prime Changers B, the McFarlane head bust things. They were spotted, by the way, at a Target in Minnesota and St. Paul. Valentine's cards with the pencil. That was at Dollar Tree in the U.S., by the way. The Battle Damage Lads. The Blokees Wheels, which was the Overlord Jet, the Roadbuster, the Iron Fist, and the Breakdown. TF Nation. And that was it for the news. Let's do the unboxing. Get out of here. 2 things this week. Super duper excited about these 2 things. The first is ba-boom, Wind Charger. Yeah. I wasn't sure how I felt about this guy. I'm going to tell you now. Fresh out of package, this backpack, scary, terrifying, scary tight, and the legs. when I went to bend them, of course, I started to bend the ankle first. And the knees, even now, the knees are wildly tight. And like they work, but there's something real weird about, and like they go not quite 90 degrees, but like his whole ankle and foot is gigantic and does this. It's weird. Certainly an interesting transformation. The best way I can describe it right now would be to say it's like the Transformers Prime Viacons where everything folds out of the legs. We had the same thing with Widow, but I felt like it was an absolute failure with Widow. The materials here feel way better than they did on her. You still got to kind of force a few things, but I like it. I do. And I also like the little nub on the back of the head that lets his head go up and down inside of like his box around his head. I really like the Titans Return. And I thought that that was a great version of this character. This is better. And while this guy is blue, that's animation accurate. He was a little more blue in the show as well. So this is actually correct. I'm cool with this. I am very cool with this. I don't know really where to put this thing, but you know, whatever. I do find it a bit unfortunate that to store his pistol, his laser, you literally have to put the handle in his butthole. And that's the only way I can describe it. I mean, I guess it's reverse pelvis, and I'll probably try and be tactful in the review. But since it goes back literally right here, it's literally going in his butthole. I'm just saying. A whole lot of butt. This is the stuff that I say on the show. Honest to God. Why am I me? I like the add-on kit for the legs, the face. Lever is pretty clever. I agree. You can tap the magnetic shield. Yeah, you can. I know you can put it on the backpack. I know. The other thing that I got is, boom, Thundercracker. And here's what I'm going to say about him. First, I'm lucky. I don't have things that are discolored. I don't have malformed mushroom pegs. I don't have any of the issues that some people have had. And this is the way I would describe this. After Siege, which was excellent, we got the abysmal Earthrise mold. And I'm sorry, it is abysmal. It's just the outdated deluxe upsized. It had no wrist. It had no waist. The knees were just tabbed on a little nub. And if that wasn't tolerance perfect, your lower leg, when you went to bend the leg, came undone. It was hollow on the sides. The hip skirt was one piece on it that looked like it was one piece. This is one piece too, which is unfortunate. But at least it looks a little more dynamic. And then I fiddled with this. And the transformation is quite involved. But it's so much fun. It's so interesting to do. I would definitely advise that when you're dealing with the torso, push it out from the back first and then lift it up. And when you're putting it back and you bring it down, really, honestly, I put my two fingers back right here on the two of these, and then I push it in. So I'm pushing his back out toward the front, and I'm pushing the front in with my thumb. And I've had no problems tabbing the waist in at all. And I was talking to Daryl about it, and I said, this feels like what should have come next in Earthrise after Siege. After doing the Siege Tetrajets, this is what should have come next. This feels like the proper engineering evolution to follow Siege. Cannot wait to get Skywarp and Starscream. I'm not planning to replace all of my Seekers. That's ludicrous. But my main trio for sure. This is what they should have been all along. Really, really impressed with it. And I know the wings don't fold back, but I never ever liked the wings folding back. And you don't need them to here. Even if you want him to be shooting out to the side, because his null ray goes into his bicep and not his shoulder, it gives you so many more options for aiming that. Super impressed with this. Really, really impressed. Spoiler, he's going to score real well because he's just that good. Let's see what we got here. Whose bright idea was it to give a colonoscopy for storage? Thundercracker, great pickups. I've seen people cut the hip skirt to make it 3 pieces. I've done the same thing in the past. I guess you could. If you had, yeah, with the way that it's on there, I think you could probably do it. I did it with Ironhide and Ratchet. The Ironhide and Ratchet, I did it with them. This one is similar to that. I'm not sure, though, if I could make it 3. I think you could definitely make it 2. Looking at it here, sorry, but looking at it here, I think you could easily make it 2 if you went down the center, but you'd have to be real careful with how you cut it. But I think it's doable. I absolutely think it's doable because it is connected by more than one piece. It's something that you really couldn't do with the Earthrise one because of the way it was done. I'd never, ever liked the Earthrise one, so I'm absolutely blown away to have this one. And for the record, when I say blown away, let's just talk about the arms for just a second. Immediately, no hollowness, no hollow biceps like we had. Well, it is a hollow bicep. Sorry, I take that back. No hollowness in the forearms, though, and a wrist rotation. Wrist rotation. While there is hollowness up in the bicep, I didn't notice it because guess what? When I turn the biceps of the Earthrise, they flex because the plastic is thin. Plastic's not thin here. Wings. I know you can take these and leave them down on the legs if you want that, but I've said it all along. If you want animation accuracy, the wings don't belong on the legs. Storing them back here, brilliant. So simple, stroke of genius. Love it. Can't wait to do the review on him for you. Tomorrow will be Twin Mill. Next week will be what is next week? Oh, next week will be a couple of I don't know if I call them KOs, a couple of weird bots. They were part of the holiday haul that I got from Maximal 10, as well as I don't know, something else. I can't even remember what it is. I already got filmed now. Oh, that's shocking. I feel bad. Then we're going to get to these guys. So these 2 that I just did, they're not going to be this week coming up. They're going to be the week after next. Yeah. I got to really get the show and the unboxing on par again. I got to get them back, and I will get them on par. Don't worry about it. But for now, I want to thank you for coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, man, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos. Have a safe weekend, folks.